everyone, Christie Tippett from Campus Rec here. As promised, this week we are going to go over our back muscles. To start, our back muscles have four major ones that we're going to mention today, which include our erector spinae, our latissimus dorsi, our quadratus lumborum, in addition to our multifidus. More specifically today, I want to discuss and dive into our erector spinae and our latissimus dorsi. So our erector spinae originates on the iliac crest of the pelvis, in addition to our sacrum and the spinous and transverse process of T11 through L5. So when I say T, all that means is that it stands for thoracic spine and L stands for lumbar. So once again, T11 through L5. And then your erector spinae actually travels all the way up to the base of the skull, or our cervical spine. And then the main function of your erector spinae is spinal extension, in addition to rotation and lateral flexion as well. Once again, lateral meaning bending over sideways or away from the midline, flexing that spine laterally. And then we have our latissimus dorsi. So the latissimus dorsi is known as the widest part of our back. And this is what bodybuilders call their wings, so to speak. So if you see bodybuilders on the stage and you see, even if it's an anterior view, you kind of see back muscles sticking out right underneath their underarms. Those are their lats, or wings, so to speak. Your latissimus dorsi originates on the spinous processes of T7 through T12, so once again, that thoracic spine, in addition to the iliac crest of the pelvis and ribs 9 through 12. And then it inserts on the inferior angle of your scapula, so the bottom angle of your shoulder blade, and the intertubercular groove of the humerus. So once again, your humerus is that upper arm bone. So posterior side, but right up here on that humerus, okay? And then the main function of your latissimus dorsi includes concentrically accelerating shoulder extension, in addition to adduction and internal rotation as well. So when you hear those moves, I want you to automatically think of the exercises for your lat. So lat pull down, right? Lat pull down includes adduction, lat row includes shoulder extension, different things like that. And then internal rotation as well, due to it, remember, inserting from the humerus, okay? With that being said, mentioning those two muscles, I really wanted to once again dive into our posture. And I have been mentioning our posture the past couple or few videos that we went over during this crash course, and that is because now more than ever we are sitting at our desk every single day, stuck on the computer, because this is our new world for now, okay? Unfortunately, it does have some downsides to it, which is making our posture suffer. Okay, so we're talking about our posture. Last week we said we're hunched over the entire time. Our pecs are in that shortened state, and I mentioned that's why it's so important to stretch and elongate our pecs. And another way to help out your posture is actually to strengthen your back. Contract your back, get your back in that shortened state, because it's typically in the elongated, rounded state, okay? So because it's typically in this, we want to do the opposite, and we want to shorten it and contract it in order to help our posture. Another important factor is, can you guess it? Mind-muscle connection, right? I know I say this every week, but again, it's just so important. If you don't address this and have that proper mind-muscle connection, we are more prone to injury because we don't have proper muscle recruitment patterns, okay? So fun fact, my back is actually one of my favorite muscle groups to work, and I think it is because how long it took me to get there and get that mind-muscle connection. It almost took me an entire year to have full-on mind-muscle connection with my back. It was really hard for me. I relied a lot on my assisting muscles, including my shoulders and my biceps when I was doing back exercises. But once that mind-muscle connection really clicked and I was able to really hone in and focus on my actual back muscles doing the majority of the work and not allowing my biceps to take over or assist more than they really should be, it was truly amazing. So once again, mind muscle connection, so important and so cool and awesome once you actually get it, experience it, and integrate it into your program and exercises. Some other small things that I would like to mention that make a big difference includes your hand grip, right? So a lot of visuals might not realize the difference that our hand grip makes. So different examples of different hand grips include an overhand grip, an underhand grip, a hook grip, a thumbless grip. So there's a ton out there. But to give you an idea, if you're doing a bent over row, there's a difference between an underhand grip, so palms up, pulling that load straight back. Remember, we're bent over. Imagination, I say this every week. Or an overhand grip, once again, palms face down for this one, and you're pulling that load straight back as well. So maybe next time you're in the gym, I want you to switch your grip around and see what difference it makes. So a lot of times an underhand grip where your palms are face up and you're pulling it straight back, that actually allows us to utilize those biceps a little bit more than we may like to, versus an overhand grip where it kind of forces you to really fire off those lats to pull it in and back during those exercises. Another little thing to determine during your exercises includes where you're pulling to. So remember, there's a difference between a high row, pulling it to where your bra line is or would be, versus your hips, okay? So that's targeting different areas of your spine. So just keep that in mind. And then diving into exercises for our back, a common one includes a bird dog, which is a common yoga exercise, in addition to wings, which is something you can do pretty easily while seated here, for example. So you can intertwine those fingers, put it behind your head, just as if you're leaning back, relaxing. But what I want you to do is try and point those elbows towards the back of the room. You're not going to get there, but it forces you to really squeeze, contract your upper back, pinching those shoulder blades together, okay? Another one is a Superman, right? We're all familiar with that one. Or a prone snow angel, so doing a pretend snow angel while you're face down. Another exercise includes back extension, lat pullover, a lat pull down, a lat row, many different variations of lat rows, whether it's seated, cable, weighted, T-bar, bent over lat row. Like I said, there's a ton of different variations of lat rows. And then there are a decent amount of body weight back exercises as well. I'm not going to dive into those, but if you are interested, I encourage you to check out our YouTube channel at Yates Fieldhouse. Shameless plug here. But we did create a video over the summer showing examples of different body weight back exercises. So be sure to check that out. And then last but not least, we're going to go over stretches. A couple common back stretches includes a thoracic stretch. So once again, intertwining those fingers, flipping those palms towards the front of the room and rounding that upper back, that thoracic back, and holding it right here. In addition to a gentle spinal twist. So crossing, for example, your right leg over your left, elongating that spine, and then gently turning towards that right leg, keeping that spine nice and tall. A gentle spinal twist. And then supine knee hug. So you're lying face up and then you're hugging your knees in towards your chest. This is a wonderful low back stretch. And then last but not least, a cat-cow, which is another common yoga exercise. The last thing I would like to point out are the muscle fibers in these two muscles. So your latissimus dorsi, or your lats, typically consist of type 2 muscle fibers, which means that heavier loads will help develop and strengthen these muscles. Your erector spinae have type 1 muscle fibers, which are slower and do better with lighter loads. So it's important to incorporate different exercises and different loads and repetitions into your exercise regimen in order to get the most out of it and truly do and complete the most we can in order to strengthen our back muscles. So thank you guys so much for joining me this week. I hope we learned something new and the importance of actually strengthening our back and realizing that just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not important. You don't just want to strengthen your chest because that's going to just cause you to walk around like this. Not stretching your chest causes you for rounded shoulders, in addition to just working out your chest. That's why it's so important to exercise your back, strengthen your back, stretch your chest for awesome posture. Thank you guys so much once again. Feel free to message us if you have any questions or if there are any videos that you would like to see in the future targeting certain muscle groups. I'll see you next time.